Hey guys, how's it going? Justmenesto2 here with the response video to the Q&A segment video I did last week. And once again I have all these figures here for you to look at while I talk. We got something from everything. We got Marvel, got movies, got video games, wrestling, Spawn, from the He-Man universe, DC, and Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah, and Castlevania. Flea Man. So annoying. So, I thought it's kind of ridiculous how I have 300 subscribers, but only around 6 of you actually asked me a question. But it's okay. It's better than nothing. And also, basically my main friends are the ones who ask me questions, you know? Because new subscribers don't ask me anything. Or maybe subscribers from last month don't ask me anything. But my friends, the ones I talk to the most, the videos I comment the most, the ones that watch mine, we comment each other, talk on Facebook sometimes, they're the ones who ask me stuff. Let's get to it. Okay, so Enigma02 TNA fan asked, who was your first subscriber? That I can't really say, because I have no idea. That was a long time ago. But if you know like when you check the subscribers, if they're in order from how they subscribe, then let me know, because I actually don't know that. I can tell you who was one of the first. It was Jake Dreamstar, because he's my friend in actual person, so he wanted to support me as much as he could. But yeah. Next question is from Glenn Webb. He says, what movie that's never had action figures would you like to see figures made of? My answer is kind of weird because there actually has been action figures for this movie, but only in mini-mate form, which I don't collect anymore. I haven't collected those in years. Is Back to the Future. The whole trilogy. And who would I want them to make? I would want the company to be made by NECA, which is the ones that made this RoboCop. Super detailed, all accessories and everything. I would want them to make, the entire line, like everybody. Marty McFly, Doc Brown, George McFly, everybody. Like if they made every character dressed in every outfit from every movie, all those three, I would buy all of them. No questions asked. Even if oh, it's the same figure with a different head and that's it, then yeah, I would get it. Back to the Future, which is my favorite movie, by the way. The first one, it's awesome. Next question is from Captain McKay Random. This question was, what do I think is the best figure line? The figure line that has the best prices and selection of figures and all that stuff? Well, my answer would be NECA Predators, because they're awesome. Like, as detailed as they are, and as good quality plastic as they are, and the pricing, and always the characters, is the best. It's only like, they're like super detailed, a lot of plastic, a lot of accessories to match, the movie scene, and the paint is like top notch, the sculpt, it's amazing. And they're only 18 bucks at most. But yet here we got Hasbro charging us this Iron Man for like over 20, and you don't even get that much accessories, or even build the figures now. But it kind of depends on where you go, because I know Toys R Us charges more than Target. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. I used to like Marvel Legends back in the day from Toy Biz, but Hasbro just killed it. I mean, they came back, strong. They made some better quality figures, but still, I don't collect every single character in the wave anymore like I used to with Toy Biz. Toy Biz is pretty good. I'd say Toy Biz Marvel Legends would be up there as well. Same thing with DC, like there's always a character I don't want. So yeah, I'm gonna say NECA Predators, because I get every single figure every time they come out with one of those characters. Next question is from Jake Dreamstar, and he asked 4 questions. The first one is, how many figures do I own? And you fucking asshole. Because that I can't answer. I can give you a rough count, because I counted displayed in my room. I have counted 311 figures, plus I got about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 more boxes in storage, so that's another few hundred in each. So I can't give you an exact count. I'm gonna give you an estimate of maybe somewhere close to 1,000, maybe more. I don't know, but I don't want to get into it because that's just ridiculous. Then he asked, what is the most valuable figure I own? The most valuable? When it comes to, are you asking about price? Maybe would be from McFarlane Toys, Scar Predator. That would be this guy right here. McFarlane Toys Scar Predator here. Cost me $70. Loose! And you can imagine how much he is in package. It's pretty ridiculous. But you know what? He might not be the only figure I have that's valuable. I also got DC Direct Swamp Thing here, which you'll see in one of my haul videos. He's super detailed. He's an older figure, and came out like late 90s, early 2000, I believe. He can go anywhere from $60 to $80 to over $100 sometimes. So that's one reason why I haven't opened them yet. Also, this figure right here, DC Universe Giganta. Build-A-Figure, of course. She goes from anywhere around like 130 to 170. So that counts as one as well. Finally built her. You'll see her in the haul as well. And yeah, you get the idea. If you talk about what I've owned in general, I did own the Power Rangers Thunderzord, still in package, and I sold that for over 200. So I don't know if that counts. I also had the Mattel scale ring for you know, the new wrestlers. I sold that one for over 200 as well, but I don't know if you count that. But yeah. Anyways, next question, also from Jake Dreamstar, is which figure means the most to you? That would be this guy right here, from NECA AVPR Wolf Predator. He's awesome. He's a badass. And why does he mean the most to me? Because he is my favorite. And that's going to answer some of your other questions, so you'll see him again. He means a lot to me because he was the first Predator I ever bought back in the day. He was my favorite Predator character in movies, even though AVPR wasn't the best out of the Predator series. But the character himself, I feel like he's one of the best. Him and the Jungle Hunter, of course. They were awesome. But yeah, and he means a lot to me because like he's like one of the first super detailed figures I had. I liked him a lot. And I don't know, like when he's my favorite for a long time, but I've had him for years. And whenever I had like a bad day, like, you know, like just life just getting to me, like I don't know what to do. I can't talk to any of my friends for some reason because they're all busy, so I don't want to bother them with my problems. So I don't know, I just pick up Wolf here, pick him up. I don't know, I just forget about all that stuff. I'm not sure if that sounds corny to you guys or whatever, but yeah, I love him. So if you were to ask me about, you know, which figure would I want to save first in a fire, would be this character right here, this figure. But yeah, like I don't know, in a way that kind of makes me think like my figures are almost my silent friends. Because they don't say anything, they don't do anything except, you know, be there. Whenever I feel like picking them up, they're right there. But yeah. And his last question is, would I ever go professional on reviews if I got the opportunity? And my answer would be not quite sure actually, because that sounds pretty cool, you know. Oh, maybe I get paid for my reviews, because I don't, by the way. I don't get paid for anything I do. So if I did get paid, that'd be kind of awesome, you know, and get more views and everything like that, more comments. But I don't know, I kind of don't want to at the same time, because I feel like it'd be kind of a sellout, you know, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm so sick of watching videos with like all these commercials about Big Bad Toy Store or go to BKN, you know, .net and all that shit. Like, I'm so sick of it. I don't care. I don't want to see it. So yeah, that's always annoying. Plus, you know, people are paid to see your videos. I've heard when you're partners with somebody, especially like when you have like one of the biggest channels, I heard like you get a lot of views, not only from like regular people, but also people are paid to go to your video and like it, you know, so that's how you get so many views. Or, you know, they might make me talk about how great a certain figure is when it's just a piece of shit, but I'm just getting paid to say it, so I have to talk about how good it is. Ugh. So I don't know about that. Plus, how can I make money off of using music that already exists and is copyrighted? So I don't know if I can make any money off of my videos, so I would have to not use any music at all. And where's the fun in that? Next question is from Overlord Toy Reviews. He asks, what is the cheapest way to get settings for a stop motion / movie? And well, you can do many ways. See, the thing I do is I either get WWE wrestling accessories, or you can use pretty much any accessory that came with any other figure, or you can use a playset you have, or you can make it yourself. And there's plenty of things you could make. Like, look at this. Here's a palette I did. I made it myself. It's just cardboard. That's all it is. I mean, it doesn't look perfect, but I mean, just like in the background, like it looks good. What does it matter? It's only gonna be seen for like 2 seconds, you know. Or you can make trash bags. I have like these black bags they give you at the liquor store. It's trash bags. It's just like, I just cut them up, put stuff in it, rubber band it, and there you go. Or you can use all kinds of stuff from like Walmart or whatever, Target. I also spray paint some boxes to make them be like buildings. You could try that as well. Overlord Toy Reviews also asks, who's my favorite Gargoyles character? And that would be a tie between Goliath and Demona. Because they're awesome. Like, Goliath is a badass, you know? He is the main warrior of the Gargoyles. And Demona's his love, or ex-love. Like, both of their stories, Goliath and Demona, are like so interesting. Like, they've been through a lot, especially Demona. She goes through the whole like hunters, you know, century where she's being hunted down by the guy with the mask. And like she wanted to be good, but you know, the humans kind of forced her into being bad because she can't take their shit anymore. All the way until like she became completely evil. Like, her story is a complete reason why she became evil. She wasn't just like, you know, oh, black and white, like you know, like Skeletor from He-Man. And Goliath is like so wise, like he's never foolish in anything, you know, he's awesome. And yet he's still an animal when his eyes glow white and growls. It's badass. But yeah. His next question was, what is my favorite incarnation of Spawn? Well, the only incarnations I know is early comics and also the live action movie and the animated series that was on HBO. And I don't like the movie anymore. It's horrible now. And the early comics is pretty cool, but I never read everything, you know. Like, I read a lot, but not everything, so... Plus I forgot a lot of stuff as well. So I'm gonna say, like, the main incarnation that I know and remember and like would have to be the animated series. It's pretty awesome. Plus he has the voice of Keith David, which was Goliath on Gargoyles, which is what I use in the Batman Spawn movies. He also asked who would I think would win in a demon cat fight, Purgatory or Lady Death. I'm gonna guess Lady Death, only because you know, she's Lady Death, she's the hero. But that'd be pretty awesome to see. That'd be hot. So his last question was, who are my favorite Marvel and DC villains? That's a hard one. Let's see. From DC, a lot of Batman villains actually. Like Ra's al Ghul, the Joker, Bane, Mr. Freeze. They're mostly from like, you know, the animated series or comics. Not all of them from the movies, because, you know, Mr. Freeze sucked in the movie. It's horrible. But yeah, I also like Darkseid, Doomsday, Sinestro, and Mongul. They're awesome. They're like some of my favorites. Everybody else is like okay, but those are my favorites. And for Marvel, let's see. I like Venom, Sabretooth, the Mandarin, Doctor Doom, the Green Goblin, Ultron, Thanos, and Red Skull. Everybody else is just okay. Like, I like Magneto, but he's not one of my favorites. But he's up there, like right under my favorites probably. And his last question, what type of movies, video games, and music am I into? Okay, well, for movies, there's a lot. Like, I'm into all movies. I'm into sci-fi, horror, action, drama, comedy, pretty basically everything. But the thing is, I guess what I have to say is what I prefer, is what you mean? Would have to be either action or horror. Scary movies, because they're awesome. Like, I'm a movie buff, especially on horror, so I know a lot about, you know, Freddy and Jason, all that stuff. And I'm still watching movies today to catch up on anything I might have missed, or things that, you know, were independent movies that never made it to the big screen, because they're pretty good. Because the mainstream horror movies usually suck nowadays. Like, The Possession sucked, Sinister for the most part sucked, Paranormal series now sucks. I think the only good one was the first one. So yeah, so I'm getting into like all these independent horror movies now. And for action, I'm into the old school action, like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, Van Damme, Stallone, stuff like that. But once in a while there's some good movies too, like Killer Elite was pretty good. Or, you know, Shoot 'Em Up was ridiculously good. It was a joke on purpose. That's what made it fun to watch. But yeah, video games, I'm not into video games anymore. I don't know. I'm not much of a gamer nowadays. The newest system I have is like GameCube and the PS2. I played some things on the PS3 at my friend's house, and also when me and my roommate lived together, me and my friend, he had the PS3. So yeah, so I'm just gonna name random games I like. I like Castlevania, anything from Castlevania pretty much. I like some of the older wrestling games for the PS2 or GameCube. Or I like some of the PS2 Batman animated series video games, they're fun. And I was playing Arkham Asylum, the first one, when I lived with my friend, but I never finished it. I mean, it looked really good. It was pretty fun, but never got to finish it. Maybe I should get a PS3 of my own, huh? I don't know, I'm not into video games as much as I used to be. But I love the Grand Theft Auto series. My favorite is the third one for the PS2. Vice City was pretty cool, but I don't know. I felt like it was lacking something. San Andreas, I never finished, but I do have. And I played some of the fourth one on the PS3. It was really good, but the music sucked. Like there was no good songs on the radio, but everything else was like amazing. Call of Duty, I've never got into. I mean, I played it when it first came out for the PS3 back then. I don't know, I suck at that game. I'm not into like first-person views that much. I mean, it's a good game, I'll say that, but I don't know, it's just not for me. Also, I love Shadow of Colossus for the PS2. The game was awesome. So badass. Oh man, that's like one of my newest favorite games because I never played it back in the day. I played it a couple years ago for the first time, and I love that game. I passed it so many times. I also like God of War, the first one, because that's the only one I've played and beat. I don't know, maybe I'll get into the second one if anybody has it. And for music, I like mostly rock. Like I like oldies, and I like some soft rock maybe. Also some metal, like a little bit of Graveworm and Nightwish. Sometimes Mexican music as well because, you know, I come from a Hispanic family, but I'm mostly into rock, like you know, the Ramones, you know, Green Day maybe, but not as much anymore. You know, stuff like that. My girlfriend listens to a lot of independent music like Matt and Kim and stuff like that. I mean, they're getting more mainstream nowadays. Or Animal Collective. They're pretty weird, but they're cool. Moving on, 101 The Dark Knight asks, what is your favorite figure and least favorite figure of all time? And I already answered your question earlier with this figure. Wolf Predator, he's my favorite. I mean, that's actually kind of a hard question. There's a lot of figures. I don't buy figures I don't like. Like, they're all my favorite. Like, this could possibly be one of my favorite Iron Mans. You know, this Raphael is now my favorite over any Raphael in the past. You know, stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like, every time I buy a figure, they're like now my favorite of that version. Or like, you know, the Arnold Terminator figures. Or, you know, just in general, the Batman figures, Spawn. So that's really hard. So yeah, so if it has to be just one favorite in general, it would have to be this figure right here. It's awesome. So yeah. And my least favorite would have to be a tie between one of these two. Gentleman Ghost and also Deborah McMichael. Oh man, she's so ugly. Like, look at this. That's before the wrestling figures. That was before they got the head scan. So that's why her face looks like crap. But still a decent body. And I only got it because there is no other figure of her. So we can put her to the wrestling collection. Oh well, guess I gotta get her. And Gentleman Ghost here from DC Universe. I mean, he's pretty cool for what he is. Like, he's even got the translucent stuff to make him look like a ghost. But I don't give a shit about Gentleman Ghost here. Like, I don't. I really don't. He just has, you know, Joker body. And then, like, I mean, that's kind of cool. It's unique how they did this because he's a ghost. But I just don't give a shit. The only reason I have him is because I needed to build a figure piece for Giganta. So I had to get him. He was in the box. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him. But also there's some other Justice League figures I have from Mattel. The Justice League Unlimited figures. There's somebody in there I probably don't like as much either. But I'm not going to go through storage and dig through them. So I'm going to say these. The ones that are displayed in my room right now, I'm going to say these two right here. Gentleman Ghost and Deborah. Alright, Charlie2621 asks, what were your favorite figures to play with as a kid? I'm going to say would be the Ninja Turtles, the old school Playmate ones, and the wrestling figures from Jack Specifics, like the first ones. If you remember my old video, I showed you they're all beat up and painted. Some great memories with those figures. I love playing with those. Also, he asks the question, what kind of girls do I like? Because I mentioned that in the video for this segment. Well, I like mostly, since I am Hispanic, I like mostly Hispanic girls. I like them to be shorter than me, dark skin, but not too dark, long dark hair, a nice body, and a great sense of humor. Because man, without a sense of humor, I'm just gonna be bored with her, you know? But in a way, I just described the girl I'm dating right now.
Don't slow down. Don't slow down.
She's awesome. I love her. And I've actually saved the best question for last because I think it's a pretty interesting question. My friend Devil Toys UK2 asks, what is your favorite childhood memory to do with action figures? I think that's the best question out of everybody. And that was kind of hard. It had me thinking all week. What is it? And the answer is, it comes down to playing with the old school wrestling figures from Hasbro from the 80s and 90s, and the Ninja Turtles from the 80s and 90s with my cousin. Like when I was a kid, me and my cousin, we were probably like best friends. He was like a year younger than me. Like the late 80s and early 90s, we would play. Like whenever I went to his house to visit him, like my older sister would like hang out with my older cousin, but then me and my cousin, who was a year younger than me, we would play all the time. You know, of course, we all played together outside, playing tag, hide and seek, and all that stuff. But when it came down to the action figures, me and him would always play the wrestling figures in the ring. We'd be having fun. It was awesome, having a blast. But to answer your question, the best memory would be when he came over to my house to spend the night, and we were playing with the Ninja Turtles like all night. We're like making all these noises, just laughing and like doing all these silly things. And it was late, and we're still playing with the Ninja Turtles. And I remember our neighbor was yelling, you know, from the window, like, "Hey, keep it down, you know, gotta get up early and this and that." And we just like stayed quiet. And then like a couple minutes later, we just started laughing our asses off. Because we were scared, but also thought it was funny at the same time. Oh man, it was awesome. Like, and I only had a few Ninja Turtles, and he would bring his collection, because I mentioned this in an older video. My cousins always got everything they ever wanted, so he had like the entire collection back then. Whatever was already released, he had it. So he would bring it on, we just play with him. It's awesome. You know, the 4 Turtles versus the Foot Clans, all the other villains. Fucking awesome. But yeah, that wraps up the my Q&A segment. Thanks to all you guys who actually participated, and those who didn't but are watching this video. I don't know why. You guys just want to stay quiet. You don't want your voice being heard by me, then that's fine, I guess, you know. If you're more of a watcher, not a commenter, then I guess, you know, more power to you. I got no problem with it. But yeah, up next I got some more X-Men reviews. Thanks to all you guys. You guys are the best. Thanks for watching.